Hey comic book enthusiasts, welcome to the channel. My name is Mikey. I will be your host today for Comics by the Cover. This is a new channel here on YouTube. I decided why not make the best of my quarantine life and do YouTube videos. Seems to be the thing, and plus I can make longer videos because my Instagram does not like videos that are too long. So, with that said, we are going to talk about how this comic turned into that collection over there. So please stick along. If you like the video, feel free to hit that like button. If you want to follow along with me along this journey of discovering YouTube and comic books, feel free to hit that subscribe button. It's going to be down here somewhere. I'm not the best at this yet, obviously. And yeah, so let's talk comics. Hi! Oh, that's Bueller, isn't it? What? Oh, that's GIF. Yes, I guess I might need to work on something to start my videos. But, anyways, let's talk about how, again, this comic led to this collection back there. Is that right? I can't even point. There we go. That's weird. So, picture it. It's the 1980s, and comic books are nowhere to be found. That's right. They are super scarce. That is a lie. They are actually everywhere. If you know, in the 80s, Marvel had the huge crossover event, Marvel Secret Wars. Comics started popping up everywhere. They were in your bookstores, they were in your grocery stores, they were at flea markets, they were at comic shops. You could probably find them at Walmart. But they were pretty much starting to really infiltrate the market, and I became exposed to these things at a very young age. And I had a little Iron Man action figure, and all I wanted was a comic to go with that figure because I wanted to know more about this character. So me and my brothers, we took our little BMX bicycles and rode them down to this comic shop called Trader Joe's, which we so happened to stumble upon, and it smelled like... it smelled like a comic shop. I have other analogies I could use to describe the smell of comic books, but I don't know if I can say those things here on YouTube. So, I'm going through my first long box ever. First I walk in, I'm like, hey, where are the Iron Man comics? It puts me in the right direction. I walk over, start thumbing through my little comic books right here, and I stumbled upon this incredible comic. Iron Man 150, this gorgeous John Romita Jr. cover, Bob Layton inks, if I recall. And I opened it up because, they didn't really care if I opened up the bags at that time. I don't know if people... I know sometimes some comic shops, they tape down that back pretty solid. And I'm like, I just want to look at the inside. But they're like, no, you can't. And anyway, so as I'm going through this book, I'm like, oh, Camelot. And I was a huge King Arthur fan. And I just see all this medieval stuff and Iron Man, and that just kind of started my Iron Man run. This book cost me 50 cents. And let me tell you, we had to save up a lot of canned money to get this book. And, of course, at that time, recycling was really starting to get big in the 80s. So me and my brothers, we would walk around our neighborhood collecting our cans. They used to have these little can machines. I don't know if they still have these, but we would take our cans, we'd drop them to the machine, and we would hear that chick, and then eventually the coins would just drop from this dispenser, and it was like ding 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 ding, and you're like, money! And so we would take our money and we would buy comics with it. And so this guy had pretty much all these books, and they were all just like 50 cents. And that was just like, oh wow, these are so cheap. Not that they cost a lot. Not that that wasn't much over what the cover prices were going for at that time. But I was like, 50 cents, why not? So we would buy comic books, and I would actually take some of the ones I purchased, some of the ones I didn't particularly care for, like, but I knew that these characters were popular, like Punisher or Spider-Man, and I would buy these 50-cent comic books, and I would take them back to middle school, and I would hype up a character. I was like, oh yeah, Punisher's the best character. I actually think, I don't know if this is his first appearance or not, but this is definitely one of his early. I had no clue. But I wanted to buy more comic books, and there are only so many cans you could collect, so why not? So I took these comic books and I would sell them for like $1 each to these other kids. And then I would take that money and either buy more comic books, or I'll buy pencils, because I don't know why at that time graphic pencils were like super popular as well. And so I would buy a lot of pencils and then resell those for a little bit higher. So needless to say, the entrepreneurial skills were in me at a very young age. The dark side does that to you. And so anyway, that's kind of like how I kind of first started collecting comics. Next thing I know, the 90s come around, X-Men are starting to get really huge. We're walking into the moments of the 1,000,000 print runs, the 100,000 print runs. Comic shops are popping up out of garages everywhere where you can sell comics. Like the 80s, you can buy comics everywhere. The 90s, you can literally buy comics anywhere. You can just go down the street and buy comics. But people were buying comic books. Speculators were all over the place. I didn't care. I was, a teenager at this point, and I'm just starting to work my first job, and so I'm buying comic books. I get a pool started with X-Men, a few other issues were in there as well, and it was incredible. I loved it. I love the full covers. I love the gimmicks. Call me crazy. Maybe you don't like the gimmicks. I love the gimmicks. I think they're just so great. You put a full cover in me, and I'm like, ooh, shiny. So that just kept me collecting comics, and so then I took a break. I took a break in the 90s. I don't know if it was comic fatigue or what, but I just stopped collecting for a good portion. Then the 2000s rolled around and I started collecting again, and then I took another break, and around 2010 bought a few more comics, took a break. And then about 2 years ago, I really started getting back into the collecting and the hobby, and this past year has been really bonkers. I think I feel like more and more people have started collecting comics in the past year, because some of this stuff is just getting crazy. I don't know, but I support it. I think if you want to collect comics, as some people say, you can collect however you would like, do what you want. It's your money in my mind. If there's a book that you like, there's plenty of channels out there that go over the FOCs, which are the upcoming comic books. Look at those, add those comics to your pool. You don't have to necessarily get a full run of a comic book. If there's just one issue, just tell your comic shop, hey, you want that one issue. They're going to pull that one issue for you. You're not going to be out of anything. Look at the storylines that are coming up. You kind of get a feel for what's going to be hot. I know that a lot of the speculators in my mind are behind on things. I think the comic book enthusiasts, the comic book lovers are the ones who really know what's up. And then all the non-readers kind of follow suit. Like, oh, that book's out, I'm going to go buy that and sell it on eBay for 100 times cover price, 500 times cover price, like that Daredevil, right? That was crazy. But actually I just started buying Daredevil because I was like, oh, I like Daredevil. Anyways, that is the kind of the intro of how I kind of started comics. I'm glad you stuck along long enough. Hopefully you stuck along long enough. Maybe you didn't, but if anything, this is an early video, so there's no commercials. Hey, plus, right? And hopefully you want to stick along with me long enough to, maybe like this video. It's the first time. I don't know. I'm probably going to do an unboxing video as my next video, because I did buy that Spider-Man booth, and I've been seeing those unboxing videos, and I don't know how I'm feeling about mine. I'm feeling a little worried, because $250 is a lot of money for a comic box. But I bought one. It is green, though. I don't know if that matters. Anyways, again, please like, please subscribe. There we go, right there. And follow me along on this comic and YouTube journey. Some of the things I do have planned, like I said, are going to be unboxings. I buy a lot of mystery boxes. I love them, even the not so good ones. I don't know. I must like. There's like sometimes I like comics just purely for the cover. There's probably going to be some speculation stuff as well. I don't know if that's something you might be interested in. We will also probably just do some narratives, because that tends to be one of the things that I like when watching comic channels, is when they talk about specific issues and aspects about those issues. Anyways, that is the video. I'm not really quite sure what to expect going forward. Just wanted to put something out there because people are doing it. Why not be another face out there in the community talking about comics, talking about this passion, talking about this love, and talking about this beautiful sequential art, because that's what they call it in school. That's what they called it when I was in school, sequential art. You can probably watch me also learn about learning how to draw comics again. I've been kind of getting back in the habit. I used to draw a lot when I was younger, but then I stopped because life and criticism, and that might stop me from making more videos too. The criticism, sad face. Anyways, hope you like this video. Hopefully you stick around, and yeah, let's talk comics in the future. That's it.